Hi folks, it's Neil from Config Services. This is the second video of a three-part series on adding devices to LibreNMS. This one is going to use the WebUI to do that. We're going to click on Device at the top and then click on Add Device. And the very first option here is to add in the device via hostname or an IP address. I'm going to choose just this test hostname that I've got set up at the moment. We're leaving SNMP on for this test so I can show you some of the other options, but I'll quickly run through what happens if you disable that shortly. So with it on, obviously you need to provide SNMP credentials, various different options, and these forms will change depending on the version of SNMP you select. As you can see here, we're going to add in via SNMP v2. The default port for SNMP is 161 UDP, but in this case we've got a simulator running in the background, so we're just going to add it as 1161. And we have this port association mode. I'm not going to run through that today, but if you're having issues with ports being deleted and removed every time polling happens, then you might want to look into this option. The next thing we need to do is pass on the community. So this one is just my test device I'm adding in for now, but you'll obviously need to refer back to whichever device you're adding in and what you've configured for the SNMP there. Now, you can force add this. So if you're running a distributor poller setup, you need to make sure that the web service has got access to be able to send ICMP and SNMP requests to the end device. If it doesn't, you'll probably just need to make sure you've got the relevant details set correctly here and then enable force add, and that will bypass any checks. We're going to do this by just adding it straight in now. Okay, so as I mentioned, reachability checks are done. It does a ping and SNMP check. This one's been added in perfectly fine, and it's now enabled and added into LibreNMS. Obviously showing down at the moment because it's not yet been polled. If I just quickly go back to Add Device, and I'll show you this option without SNMP. So basically this will now only do an ICMP test and only poll your device via ICMP. So it's very basic up-down sort of status check. Relevant if you want to use things like the backwards compatibility and NAGIS checks that we have available. But you can see here, just add in the host name in, and then you can provide some optional information because we can't discover that. You need to provide it as part of the add device or edit device later on. Thanks for watching.